Hi guys, it has been a while. I am already slacking on this endeavor to share my story, so I apologize. It's been a hectic week though because I returned to work on Monday. Still working from home, but just getting kind of used to getting back into the routine and not being able to kind of nap through pain and stuff has been an acclimation. And I think my last video I had expressed how my infection was pretty rough and hadn't really changed. This Tuesday, so today is Friday evening. I think I made my last video last weekend. I'm already losing track. I still was in considerable pain on Monday, but I had returned to work, so I just kind of trucked through. I kind of adjusted myself. Instead of sitting at the desk, I kind of made a lap desk and a side cart and kind of created a desk at the recliner, so that I could be in a position that was comfortable. And I made it through. I mean, it was a hectic day, but definitely, got through it. I was really exhausted by the end of the day. I think starting around like 2 o'clock, I was just zonked. And, when 5 o'clock hit, I practically wanted to go to bed for the night. I was so tired. More so just because, you're not sleeping really great, and you're also, you're still in pain. I was still on pain meds too, so those make you sleepy. So that was a challenge because up until then, it's not like I spent all day sleeping, but if I wanted to take a 20-minute cat nap, I could, and it would give me a boost of energy. Well, I'm not going to do that while I'm working, obviously. So that was, had to get readjusted to that. But then Tuesday morning, I saw my surgeon. It was originally scheduled to be my appointment to have my drains removed, because it was at my 2-week out. Technically, it was 2 weeks in one day. From my double mastectomy, but I woke up that day and I did actually finally feel some relief from the infection. It was the first day that I truly noticed a difference, because otherwise I had been on that antibiotic and it just felt like a plateau. Like I hadn't actually felt any relief from being on the antibiotic. But Tuesday I woke up and I felt the redness had dissipated in my chest. I no longer felt warm to the touch for a change. My drain site, my right side drain site, was still tender. So I still had to be careful of my position, but my overarching, like burning everywhere, pain, had definitely subsided considerably. Based on drain output, I could only have my left drain removed, which they did. That one was down to, I think, less than 10 cc's per day, and they want it. They want you to have 2 days of 30 cc's or less of output. Unfortunately, my right drain during the infection had spiked back up in the discharge, so that was closer to like 50 cc's. So that they're keeping in for another week. So next Tuesday I'll go back again, and hopefully by then I will have hit the 2 days of 30 cc's or less, so that they can remove my right drain, which, like I said, it's still tender. It doesn't feel great, but that's literally the only thing that's bothering me. Otherwise, I'm really feeling great. It's been like a night and day. It was like Tuesday was just a completely new day for my recovery. It was a big difference. Now that infection is gone, I'm off the antibiotic now. It's 100% gone now, to my knowledge. I have no symptoms from it. That's been great. I still have to make sure that I'm not overdoing it. But they removed my left drain, which I remembered from when I had my lumpectomy 4.5 years ago, which I think I only had one drain then. And I remember when my surgeon went to remove it, I wasn't expecting it to hurt. And I remember feeling like he was taking my intestines out at the same time, because it was so painful and just horrible. It was It almost made me sick. It was just so painful to have that removed. So I was dreading her removing it as much as I wanted the drain out. And the funny thing was, she said, take a deep breath. And before I even could let it out, she's like, okay, we're done. I literally did not feel anything. And I don't mean that I didn't feel pain. I mean, I looked down and I couldn't believe that the drain was out. So I don't know if it was her or just the difference, but it was much smoother process here. So hopefully that'll be the same for my right drain, which has been my problem drain and has been more tender than my left one was. So I'm sure I'll feel it at least, but hopefully not too bad. They also removed the tape that was over my incisions. So it was kind of my first time actually seeing my incision sites. They said they looked fantastic and they really are healing nicely, but I'm still not happy with my appearance. I definitely have some extra tissue that I don't think will go down to where I want it just from the swelling. I don't think it's just swelling. So unfortunately, there's a very good likelihood that if I want to be satisfied with where I'm at, I'm going to have another surgery, which is really disappointing because that was the entire 95% of the reason I didn't opt for reconstruction. Was I just didn't want to have to do multiple surgeries. I wanted to be kind of one and done and be over it. So that's kind of been crushing, and it's been a realization the last couple days now that I've really been healing and feeling better. I'm like, okay, well, this is probably about where they're going to continue to look. And I've got extra tissue in my underarm, and then I've got extra tissue here, and it kind of, I'm not going to actually show, but you can see how it just kind of concaves below it, but then I have the extra tissue, and it's very firm, so I know that'll soften hopefully a little bit. I know there's a lot of scar tissue now, but it's definitely not quite the aesthetic flat that we were hoping for. So definitely some decisions to make in the future, but I wanted to check in. Drain went well. Next drain hopefully will be coming out soon. I have to give kudos. Right before my surgery, I'm an Aldi nerd. I love Aldi. They had what they called, I think they call them dusters, but it's like a nightgown, like that my grandma wears, like literally same style my grandma wears. But it's completely 100% zip up, like not a partial. It zips entirely up, and it has these little pockets, and it's just really soft fabric, and it's basically a nightgown. But I picked one up because it was, I think, $8. So I must say, if they ever have these again, if you're going through a surgery, get one of these from Aldi, because it's the softest thing you can imagine. And the pockets on the outside, even though it's not on the inside, I've looped my drain into my pocket. So a lot of times when you get post mastectomy clothing, it's actually really expensive. I have a couple shirts that I had bought for it. I've barely worn them because they're not very comfortable. But I want to say I paid like $40 for them, and I got this for $8, and it's so comfortable. I'm gonna wear it even when I don't have drains. So go granny, go granny or go home. Like, don't diss things just because your grandma wears them. Like, this is comfortable. So that is my updates for today. I will hopefully over the weekend, because we'll have more time, be able to do another couple videos, updates, and hopefully, share some fun experiences. But thanks for watching, and have a good night. Bye.